in 1988, there was a small group of us who had all traveled to developing countries, places like Mexico, and seen groups of craftspeople, mostly women, trying to sell their wares to tourists and being haggled down to just about nothing. And it was just so sad. We all realized that we could make a difference here by giving groups of craftspeople like this a market for their goods. We called a meeting, decided to start. We needed some money. So each of us chipped in a no-interest loan of $500. We had, I think, $3,500 to start with. We'd sold coffee before from Bridgehead, a fair trade organization. We reached out to Bridgehead and Self-Help Crafts, and they forwarded us some items to start with. And then we went looking for a store that we could afford, which wasn't easy, but we found it actually had been a taxi stand, so it was quite small, needed painting, etc., but we were able to afford it. It was $400 a month, and then we put the word out for volunteers, and that's how we got started. We were very successful. We had good publicity. The Times-Colonist did a major article on us before we opened. The mayor, Gretchen Bruin, cut the ribbon. The first day, we actually had so many customers that we sold over half of our products, and we had to rush off to the self-help warehouse to buy some more. To start with, we were very simple. We didn't have a cash register. We didn't take credit cards. None of us were business people. We had no experience in this. We had to learn as we went along.
We are an independent, nonprofit fair trade store. All our products are handmade. We provide a living wage for the people that make our products. So I've been a volunteer since 2022. I volunteer twice a week. I have become a board member, and I've met some wonderful volunteers, and I've met some wonderful customers as well.
For the first 18 years, actually, we were all volunteers. Then we just decided we couldn't do it anymore. The store had expanded to the point where there was more and more work attached. We were getting bigger orders. To start with, we hired a half-time person, and now we're up to a full-time manager. Our lease downtown, where we had been for many, many years, came up, and the rent suddenly shot up. So we were very concerned, already looking for a different place, when along came COVID, and we realized the best thing to do would be just to close down. And we were closed for about a year, and then decided to open up in the mall, which was very different group of people. We didn't get tourists anymore that we got downtown, but we got a lot more regular shoppers who just came because they liked our products and prices. And then we were able to tell them about fair trade. When you get a fair trade item, you know that the person who made it is probably poor, for one thing, living in a country without a large economy. You know that they're going to be receiving fair pay for their work, be working in reasonable conditions, have work in conditions where there is gender equality. About 80% of our producers are women, and that the money is going to where it's supposed to go. There are very few middlemen. So you know that your purchase is really helping the people that made it. So it's very important that the groups we work with respect the environment, and they operate in a way that's environmentally sustainable. One other value that is the value of traditional crafts and culture. We want things that will sell in the store, but we also want to respect Indigenous weaving, Indigenous embroidery. Regular businesses are in it for the profit, whereas our goal is different. But we need to make enough money to pay our expenses. But really, we want to sell as much as we can to support those producers and be able to buy more of their product. We really care about the producers. We pay them half of the cost of the order up front to help them buy their materials in advance.
Okay, one of our very popular products at the store are our baskets, are from Ghana. The women who make these were only earning 30% of their income that was made on the basket. Trade aid started in 2000 and provided them with some help so that they would earn more income. We've helped them to build an office building where people come together. These baskets are very versatile. People love them for when they go market shopping. Some of the stronger ones you can put groceries in. We have some round ones that people put beside a sofa.
I am very involved in Guatemala. I'm involved with a project in a little town, San Antonio, Palapo. I was able to look around and find what handicrafts there were, what cooperatives were operating there. So this bag comes from the Cooperativa Integral in San Antonio. It's a co-op of weavers. Pretty well everyone in San Antonio weave. The women on backstrap small looms and the men with bigger foot looms. Then they've trained some people to sew. We're one of their main buyers. They look forward to our order every year, and this is really a support for them. Various times we've also given grants. One of my favorite stories has to do with a Vietnamese producer, My Handicraft. Many years ago in the 90s, we learned about this little cooperative that was floundering, and we gave them a grant of $1,000. 2 or 3 years later, my husband and I were traveling in North Vietnam. We had an address. Fortunately, they spoke some English, and I introduced myself and said I was from Global Village Store. They started hugging me, and they were in tears, and explained that our grant of $1,000 had actually saved their cooperative. And now My Handicrafts is huge. They've grown. We buy thousands of dollars worth of product from them every year. So that is the difference that fair trade can make.